Hey guys, AuspiciousSausie here, and welcome to episode 93 of the San Marino Challenge. Today's episode, as you can see and tell by the title, it's going to be the SUPERCOPPA final, and we are taking on AC Milan. It's worth noting that this is the first SUPERCOPPA in recent time where we haven't been dual champions of both Serie A and the TIM Cup, so that's an interesting statistic. Obviously, we got knocked out in the semi-final of the Cup last season. So, full credit to, I think was it Bologna? I think it was Bologna that knocked us out last season, if I remember correctly. I think they did lose to Milan in the finals. So, it makes it a little bit more interesting, even though it is sort of a mid-season break, Super Trophy or Super Cup. But it's still another piece of silverware for us to win. We want to try and keep dominance. As you can see by the league table, things aren't going as easy as they have been in the past, 6 seasons? 5, maybe? The first season, was a bit close than more of the recent ones. But as you can see, Juventus are in first place currently. We're both tied on 42 points. However, Juventus are ahead of us due to them beating us 1-0 earlier in the season. It doesn't go off goal difference, it goes off results between the teams first and then goal difference afterwards. So, there's that. But then if you look at, we have a game in hand. If we win the game in hand or draw, we go above Juventus. So I would say that we're in prime position to go into first. So that's how the league table currently looks. If we want to go over we'll go over the transfers first of all. Of course, we are in January. We did bring in we brought in 3 players, and we also had no outs, which is sort of expected considering the huge clear out we had in the summer. So the first player we brought in was Tete from our feeder club at Cesena. Basically, this guy's just a pretty good 16-year-old prospect for centre mid, and there was about 5 Serie A clubs that were interested in him. I just thought, we may as well take advantage of Cesena being our feeder club, our affiliated club, and we'll just sign him up. So signed him, Eric Tete. It looks pretty solid. Nothing too spectacular, but good enough. And his transfer fee was 300k, so a very cheap youth player. Very happy with it. The next 2 players we brought in were, pretty large transfers. The first of which was Matty Oliver from Birmingham for 10.25 million. Very, very interesting player. 19-year-old Englishman. If you look at his scout reports, he doesn't look that good. However, if you look at his attributes, apart from his strength and jumping reach, he looks pretty decent. He's also a natural box-to-box midfielder, which is obviously what we play with our 2 centre mids. And he's solid. Good going forward. Really solid defensively. Obviously got good passing as well. He's only 19, but he's just not rated by the scouts for some reason. Don't really know why, but it is what it is. Just going to be a backup player in the central midfield position. I'm trying to actually get rid of Marcio. We are trying to sell him currently, as you can see. We got a bid in for 4.6 mil, which is essentially what I paid for him. It's a bit of a silly transfer. He's not a bad player by any stretch of the imagination, but I've never given him an opportunity to impress me. As you can see, he's pretty good. I would say that, Matty Oliver's probably a bit better of a player. And obviously he's quite a bit younger as well. It'll be interesting, to say the least. If Oliver does play well, I'm sure a lot of English clubs will come back in, and we can probably triple, even quadruple our money, I would say. And the final player we brought in was this guy, Basilikin. I'm going to go with Basilikin. It's a French name, 16-year-old French centre-back, and this guy looks really, really good. Oh, just the perfect ball-playing defender. He's got 13 heading, which is not great, but 14 marking, 14 passing, 16 tackling, and 14 technique. 15 positioning, really good concentration and decision making, and then all of his, physical stats are pretty respectable. 13 or 12. His 2-star current ability, 4-star, possibly 5-star potential, and I'm super excited about this guy. Stade Renard actually didn't want to sell him, and I had to try and negotiate. They came back with a 19 mil offer after I sort of negotiated with them a little bit and suggested what they would want. Then I just put in a 10 mil offer from the 19, and they accepted it straight away. So part of me thinks we might have got ripped off a little bit, but I mean, when you look at his quality, £10 million is... I mean, I don't want to say he's almost as good as Sabir, but I think he could be easily as good as Sabir in the future. He's definitely on course to become a world-class player, in my opinion. And to pay 10 mil for a potential world-class player is a pretty, cheap, relatively cheap fee. Also worth mentioning that I tried to bring this new goalkeeper in on a free transfer at the end of the season, and he rejected me for Man City for less wages. I don't really understand that, but it is what it is. Anyway, I'm still really happy with Ingvarsson. It's just that he's 29 now, so he's starting to get on a little bit, and his stats decreased a little bit as well recently. So, yeah. Anyway, let's go over the fixtures. Of course, the previous game, or previous episode, was the Lyon Champions League game. We followed that up with a 2-0 victory over struggling Lazio. I think they were in about 18th place when we played this game. And since then, they've actually sacked their manager as well. So, Lazio not looking too great, but we beat them 2-0. Sabir and Hendrick on the score sheet for us there. We followed that up with another clean sheet, this time at home, a 3-0 victory over Sassuolo. Cervellini, Formato and Pugh on the score sheet there. We then clinched a pretty vital win with a 1-0 victory away against Celtic. And as you can see, Mazzari, who I've been really impressed with in centre midfield at the moment, he came up with the winner in the 88th minute. Which is, I was expecting the draw. I was kind of frustrated with how things are going. He pops up, probably my favourite player of the season so far. And I was contemplating loaning him out at the start, so full credit to the lad. He got his new contract as well. We then followed that up with a 3-0 away victory against Perugia. Mierli with a goal and Formato with a brace there. Then played a 6-goal thriller against Roma. 4-2 victory for us. Rolls with a brace, Albani and Formato also on the score sheet there. We then absolutely smashed Dinamo Zagreb, and this is why it pissed me off in that first leg when it was a 0-0 draw. We smashed them 6-0. I know they had a player sent off, but even before he got sent off, we were 5-0 up. So, I don't know. Super annoying, but yeah, Formato got a hat-trick, Mierli got a brace, and then Zaffarani was also on the score sheet. We then managed to beat Atalanta 2-0, Rolls and then Rossen on the score sheet. Of course, Rossen getting a goal off the bench there. We then managed to smash Parma 4-0 at home. Albani opened the scoring. Formato got 2 goals, and then Hendrick was also on the score sheet. We then managed to beat Udinese 2-0. Gotheron with his first goal for the club, I think, in this one. And then we also had Hendrick scoring a goal in the 91st minute. And the most recent game played was a TIM Cup first round win over Cagliari. Big 4-0 win, and a lot of second string players were taking part. Sabir managed to get himself a brace, and so did Andy Adam. So yeah, that's all the fixtures caught up. Let's go into the lineup for today's Supercoppa. Looking forward to this game. Obviously, AC Milan, they're a pretty good side. They're starting to come back. All the big teams in Serie A, they're slowly starting to come back a little bit. They're playing better. They're actually picking up wins where they should be. Stuff like that. Like Juventus, for example, they've been struggling the last, 2 or 3 seasons prior to this one. And now they're essentially competing at the top with us. So it's nice to play against that. I like the league to be a bit more competitive, and I'm happy that it is this season. Anyway, Starting lineup today is going to be Ingvarsen in goals, Brambati at right back, Cervellini and Sabir as the two centre-backs, Michelotti at left back, Novi will be the defensive midfielder, Mioli and Mazzari will be the two centre-mids with Rolls on the right wing. Adam will start today on the left wing. I think that's due to suspension, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, Formato's picked up a knock. But yeah, Andy Adams playing really well. Of course, scored a brace in the last game as well. And then, yeah, Albani will be up front. On the bench today, we're going to go with Sogodogo, Schmatke, Zaffarani, Hildebrandt, Hendrick, Viviani, Rossi, Gotheron, Rossen, and Pugh. Alrighty. We've also got to go over the Nations League. Not really too much to go over. Some pretty annoying stuff. And yeah, I don't know. I don't even really want to go over it because shock horror, but we didn't actually get promoted from Nations League D. And basically, the two results that I'm going to go over are just so annoying. It defies some logic. Anyway, Mioli's picked up a yellow card, as has Evers. Of course, Wesley Evers, one of our former players. Went on loan. I tried to get him back, but he went on loan to AC Milan. And then they purchased him at the same time. It was really weird. I've never really seen that happen. Anyway, Albani in behind. Cheeky little chip over the top. And we're 1-0 up. Assist goes to Novi as well. Good to see him with an assist. You don't really see him assisting too much. But yeah, very happy with that. Although we are on the defence now. Andy Adam with a strong tackle there. I still feel like Andy Adam is not a German name. It sounds like a very English name. Or American. Anyway. Oh, Albani with a brace already. Mazzari with the assist. I swear, Mazzari's my favourite player this season. He's doing really well. And I think his value's at Albani sent off there. That's a straight red card. That is definitely a straight red. Yep. Okay. Scores 2 goals within about 3 minutes and then also gets a straight red card 1 minute after. I think we'll bring Pugh on for Novi. I do sacrifice the defensive midfielder when we pick up a red card like that. So, yeah, Pugh will come on. Not really match fit, but like I said, we're 2-0 up as he misses a free kick. It's worth noting that Passiatore, of course, AC Milan's really good Italian striker. The guy's been transfer listed for ages. And it's a pretty decent shot there by Pugh. Yeah, he's been transfer listed. He's been offered to me for about 70 million, 60 million, something like that. He was heavily linked with a move away to Real Madrid a couple of seasons ago as well. Just a weird thing. He's 29 now. Obviously, I'm not going to purchase him, even though he's probably one of the best strikers in the world at the moment. Or in the game for us. Can we defend? No, we can't. Passiatore, there we go. Gets one back for Milan. Might be the first shot on target. Yes, it is. Of course it is. Oh, that's so frustrating. I hate conceding like that. The first shot on target, it engulfs me with rage. And it's pretty much what's happened with the national team as well. Essentially costing us promotion to the Nations League C. We've also I'll go over it after the game finishes, because we have to go over the World Cup qualifying group as well. And that also isn't looking too good. We haven't played any games, but the group itself is pretty dreadful. Alright, we're going to take Michelotti off there for Hildebrandt. And I guess we'll leave it like that. I mean, everybody's playing okay, apart from Pugh, who's on a 6.6 coming off the bench. We do have a free kick here, though. And I think Pugh missed it anyway. As you can see, we're absolutely dominating. 26 shots, 10 on target. and they've had only one shot on target, and it's 2-1 to us. So, yeah. Donnarumma, still their goalkeeper, still pretty good player as well, keeping out that shot there from Rolls. Oh, I don't know if that was a save or a block or what that was. It was really weird. Come on, boys. I'd love to get one more goal here just to, really solidify the result. All right, come on, boys. Brambati bringing the ball forward. Pretty bad ball from Brambati there. Anyway, we've, managed to get possession back. Rolls in behind. Andy Adam. There we go. 3-1. We've won the SUPERCOPPA. Nothing to really get too excited about, obviously, but good to win it. And like this season, I desperately want to win the TIM Cup after not winning it last season. So, yeah, there we go. That should be hopefully full time. There is about 40 seconds left. All right. Can you take the free kick? Hello. Hello, Cervellini. I don't know what's going on right now. Literally, the plays has stopped, but the clock is still going up. He literally just waited until full time and then took the free kick. That is ridiculous. I love that. I actually love that. I was like, what is he doing? That was good. That was a good one. Anyway, 3-1 victory over AC Milan. We've actually got Juventus up next as well. That's going to be an interesting game, especially with our sort of game in hand. I won't find him. Although if I did find him, we'd be saving about 400k. So maybe I should have. You can't find the guy after scoring 2 goals and then getting sent off. Anyways, that is going to wrap this. Oh, actually, sorry, I forgot. National team. I was about to end the episode there. Let's go back. Okay, so the 2 fixtures that you haven't seen were the Armenia and Cyprus games. Now, a 1-1 draw with Armenia. I mean, it's understandable, okay? However, look at this. 2 shots on target, 1 goal. That was their first shot on target as well that they scored. They then had another one. We had 6 shots on target, 22 shots in total, and we could only score the 1 goal as well. Micheloni. Basically, I actually signed Micheloni on a free transfer. I signed him to the club team purely for the fact that he's been without a club for about 2 seasons, and he's our leading goal scorer for the national team and our free kick taker. So he's also, a very good player. Plays man of the match in that one. And then this Cyprus game, exactly like the first game. 85th minute, I think it was first. Yeah, it was a similar type of deal. Their second shot, it might have been the first shot on target, but this game is almost exactly the same. Literally had 1 shot on target, and they score in the 76th minute. We had 12 shots on target. 12. And we could not score a goal. We should have won that game. We should have won both legs. Both ties, home and away. And we would have got promoted. Honestly, it's just super frustrating, honestly. I can't even... Yeah, we actually lost, I think it was 3 ranks as well. I'll show you the ranking in a second, but this is our World Cup qualifying group. Arguably the group of death, in my opinion. Croatia, Macedonia, Greece, and Switzerland. Basically, every other group, except for my group, has 1 or 2, arguably, weak teams, similar to a San Marino or an Andorra. And I mean, the weakest team in this group is Macedonia, And even Macedonia have a couple of pretty good players, like this guy. He's decent. You look a little bit further down, you got this guy. Like, they do have some pretty good players. I think we can beat them, but that's it. I'm not going to beat Greece. I'm not going to beat Switzerland. I'm definitely not going to beat Croatia because they've got some ridiculous players. Yeah, so World Cup qualifying is probably not going to go too well. Anyways, I'll quickly show you the ranking. It's still pretty good. 141st in the world. But like I said, we were down to 138 before the last two Nations League games. Just a little bit frustrating overall because we were picking up a bit of momentum with the national team and it's sort of been halted a little bit. Anyways, thank you for watching, guys. If you could drop a like on the video, it'd be much appreciated. Subscribe as well if you haven't. You know, I'm getting pretty close now to 1K subs, which has been a goal of mine for a long time. If you also hit the notification bell next to the subscribe button, it will send you a notification every time an episode does come out, and that should hopefully keep you up to date with all the episodes in the future. Apart from that, guys, take it easy and goodbye.